Rivalries can get intense, but none quite like the electric clash between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. From college courts to the pro leagues, these two have been at it, turning every game into a headline. They battled for titles and traded wins, and now they are facing off on professional courts, but nothing could prepare us for their latest clash in the pros. Imagine the tension, the history, the drama, and then a moment that shocked everyone, Reese hitting Clark right in the head. During the game, what happened next? Stay tuned as we dive deep into one of the WNBA's fiercest rivalries and reveal the aftermath of a moment that everyone will be talking about for years. As the Sky and Fever took the court, the stakes were high and all eyes were on Clark, the first overall pick, who didn't waste any moment proving her worth. From the opening tip, Clark was in control, weaving through defenders and sinking layups with a mix of grace and aggression. Her ability to take over the game was undeniable, stepping up to hit crucial shots. At one point, Aaliyah Boston set a masterful on W screen that gave Clark just a sliver of space needed to nail her trademark shot. It was precision in motion, and Clark was just getting started by the end of the first quarter. She had already racked up 7 points, showcasing not only her sharp shooting skills, but also her dedication on the defensive end, disrupting plays and challenging shots. But Clark's influence stretched beyond just scoring. She became the playmaker, orchestrating the offense and setting up her teammates for success. Her court vision was on full display, finding open players and crafting opportunities that enhanced the Fever's offensive strategy. The intensity of the game escalated dramatically in the late third quarter as Clark made a powerful drive toward the basket, but the play took a contentious turn when Angel Reese, known for her formidable presence inside, came up from behind, swinging her arm in an attempt to block. Reese instead connected with Clark's head. The referees quickly intervened, signaling a personal foul. However, the situation grew more intense. As they moved to review the play, video replay left no room for doubt. What was first called a common foul was upgraded to a flagrant one, given Reese's skill set, averaging 13.5 rebounds per game and securing 13 in this game alone. It seemed unlikely she'd miss her mark so significantly unless it was intentional. This incident, caught on camera and sparking debates across sports platforms, showed Reese's action not as a simple miscalculation, but as a deliberate move cleverly disguised as an accidental collision. But despite the heated moment and the flagrant foul, Clark remained composed and determined. With the focus swiftly shifting back to the game, she stepped up to the line and coolly knocked down the two technical free throws, pushing the Fever ahead to a 6,562 lead. As the third quarter neared its end, the altercation seemed to fuel Clark rather than falter. Her resolve far from being discouraged, she appeared even more determined to make a mark on the game. Using the incident as motivation, Clark unleashed an impressive offensive display, scoring 9 points in the closing 5 minutes of the quarter. Alone, her response was nothing short of spectacular. Clark's relentless drive and competitive spirit were evident as she continued to lead her team, refusing to be overshadowed or intimidated by the rivalry. With Reese, this determination not only showcased her skills, but also her ability to rise above adversity and maintain her poise under pressure. Meanwhile, Angel Reese, seemingly unfazed by the earlier controversy, continued to embody the antagonist in this unfolding drama. Her aggressive style of play didn't wane as she quickly racked up her fourth personal foul, momentarily sending her to the sideline. Despite this, Sky head coach Teresa Weatherspoon showed confidence in Reese, putting her back in at the start of the fourth quarter. However, Reese's aggressive tactics didn't let up, leading her to pick up her fifth foul early in the final quarter. This foul sent her back to the bench once again, where she watched as the game continued to unfold. Yet with just over 5.5 minutes left on the clock, Reese re-entered the game. Clark, amid criticisms of her defensive game during her rookie season in the WNBA, rose to the occasion in the critical moments of the match. As the game's clock dwindled, Marina MIA, Chicago Sky leading scorer, tried to utilize a screen from Camila Cardoso to lose Clark in a display of her evolving defensive ability. Clark opted against the typical move of going under the screen. Instead, she aggressively fought over it, showcasing a significant improvement in her defensive skills. This decision paid off spectacularly. Clark managed not only to keep pace with MIY, but also executed a perfect block on what Ma thought would be an open three-pointer. Clark's quick reflexes allowed her to seize a loose ball immediately after the block, pivoting from defense to offense seamlessly. She then executed a flawless pick and roll with teammate Aaliyah Boston, delivering a precise pocket pass that Boston converted into a layup. The climax of the game arrived in its final moments when Clark, with unyielding confidence, sank a clutch three-pointer that extended the Fever's lead to 84-77, solidifying her role not just as a scorer, but as a decisive player in high-pressure situations. Clark received the basketball in motion, weaving around a screen set by Aaliyah Boston with precision. With no hesitation, she pulled up from deep, launching a shot that traced a perfect arc toward the basket. As the ball sailed through the air, Clark held her follow-through. The ball snapped through the net, and Clark's reaction was instantaneous and powerful. She turned to the audience, her roar of triumph melding with the roar of the crowd, a mutual celebration of her clutch performance. This clash against the Chicago Sky wasn't just another game for Clark or the Indiana Fever. It was a defining moment. Their 91-83 triumph not only marked their second consecutive victory over a regional adversary, but also secured their first back-to-back wins of the season, setting a new tone for their campaign. Clark, number 22, was undeniably the cornerstone of this victory in what many are calling the finest performance of her WNBA career. She was a force to be reckoned with on the court, scoring a game-high 23 points, including pivotal three-pointers. Clark was everywhere, dishing out 9 assists, grabbing 8 rebounds, and even blocking 2 shots. This exceptional stat line is so rare that it places her among an elite group in WNBA history. Indeed, Clark is the only rookie ever to achieve such numbers. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's post-game comments added another layer to the narrative. She openly voiced her frustrations with the game's officiating, particularly critiquing the decision to label her contact with Clark as a flagrant foul. Angel Reese, standing firmly by her actions despite the controversy, defended herself in the post-game interview, remarking, "As a basketball player, I can't control the refs. They affected the game a lot tonight." Reese's assertiveness on the court, exemplified by the flagrant foul on Caitlin Clark, has firmly established her as a polarizing figure within the WNBA. Critics argue that her aggressive style may cross the line, detracting from team dynamics and the sport's integrity. However, her supporters commend her fierce competitiveness and her unyielding approach to high-stakes games, seeing her as embodying the spirit of a true competitor. On the flip side, Clark's performance in this game further solidified her reputation as a resilient athlete and one of the league's most promising talent. Her ability to remain composed under pressure and deliver when her team most needed her speaks volumes about her potential and leadership qualities. The game concluded with a score of 91-83, proof of the intense competition between the two teams. Clark's strategic play and timely scoring proved crucial for the Fever's success, while Reese, despite her fouls, played a critical role for the Sky, showcasing her undeniable impact on the court. When Caitlin Clark stepped onto the court for the rematch against the Chicago Sky, anticipation was at an all-time high. The stakes were evident from the start, with ticket prices soaring to record levels for a WNBA game, reflecting the intense interest in this burgeoning rivalry. Despite the Fever's previous victory, the Sky were not to be underestimated, but amidst this tense backdrop, Caitlin Clark shone brilliantly. Right from the whistle, she made her presence felt, opening the scoring with a smooth step-back three-pointer. Clark's dominance continued to dazzle throughout the first quarter. A perfect example came when Tiffany Mitchell found her unguarded. Without a moment's hesitation, Clark launched a deep three from way downtown, pushing the Fever ahead by a point. Her influence wasn't confined to scoring in the second quarter. Her playmaking skills took center stage, driving into a congested paint. Clark cleverly found Alana Smith wide open, who capitalized with an easy layup, but Clark wasn't done yet. As the quarter neared its close, she spotted Courtney Wallace cutting along the baseline. A quick pass from Clark enabled Wallace to execute a fake and make the layup, extending the Fever's lead by 3. As the game progressed into the fourth quarter, Caitlin Clark's connection with Aaliyah Boston became a focal point of the Fever's offense. Their synergy was evident when Clark, after repositioning, received a precise pass from Boston, setting a quick screen for her. Austin enabled Clark to fire off yet another successful three-pointer, continuing the Fever's offensive onslaught. Clark's momentum seemed unstoppable early in the fourth. She launched another deep three, maintaining the Fever's scoring pressure, and she didn't let up. Shortly after, Clark skillfully evaded a defender, creating just enough space to execute a